Welcome to the Resident Series. This is where we take you behind the scenes for the people, the business, and the places we work.
From Los Angeles to Napa Valley and wherever else the clients take us, we're going to show you what it's really like to build your own boutique real estate brand.
Platform that supported great
I'm
agents.
gonna do it. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna start and then we're gonna come in.
Okay, do you know what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
People always ask us why we started Resident, and there's this notion that somehow we're gonna have more freedom or more balance and more time, which is a total mirage, right? We're starting a new company. Sure, maybe 10 years from now on the other side of building a successful business, I hope to one day have those things, but this is a huge lift. I think we did this, at least for me, most of all, because we really wanted to challenge ourselves. We wanted something that could help us grow and do something we can really stand behind and call it our own.
I just do whatever you do, you know?
I just do whatever my wife tells me to do. So I guess the real question is, or the real answer is, why did we decide to build Resident? Because Lauren told us to.
Lauren told us
Yeah,
to.
that's pretty much it.
And where Lauren goes, we follow.
Lauren is the visionary. She is the captain of this ship. She is the driver. And I always sort of joke about how we as agents, because we're always just in the weeds on deals, right? We're constantly just deal doctoring and putting out fires, and you just feel crouched down like this. You actually develop this bad posture of just being constantly hunched over. And Lauren's that one that sits upright with the better posture and looks out to the horizon and says, we're going there.
Ultimately, we'd gotten to a place where why not bet on ourselves? You know, we're not getting any younger. I think we're both in our 40s now. Is that correct? Yep, we're in our 40s. And
I've been there for a while.
yeah, I'm kind of at that point.
Yeah.
Kind of like early to mid, we're teetering on the brink. But ultimately, I think there's something really special about wanting to go out alone and create your own legacy instead of riding the coattails of somebody else's. So here we are.
So I see a lot of reels and TikToks these days with people doing like a day in the life of an agent or a day in the life of the CEO. This is not going to be that. We've been on television for a large audience. We've done that. And while it may not be scripted, it certainly is produced. This is really meant to just be a genuine look at who we are and what we do on a day-to-day basis, selling houses and trying to build a real estate company in a really challenging environment. So let's go for a ride and see how it looks.
You good?
I think so.
Okay.
The Adderall just kicked in. So we are here at the Fryman Estate. This is one of our listings. I'm going to be meeting with our client, the seller and developer, Rob Diaz. We've been on the market for a few months. We just did a pretty major price reduction, and Rob and I are going to talk through just some different ideas. We're going to brainstorm a little bit about how we want to try to go about marketing and promoting the property differently than what we've done up to this point. Rob is literally a mad scientist, genius. He thinks on an artistic level that is foreign to me. So I want to sort of brainstorm and collaborate and see what ideas we can come up with. So let's go.
Every once in a while. Just a portion of one room with perfect light.
So I bought my first pair of slippers, and it has a tiny back, which I find to be actually a critical component because otherwise
Sure,
it's
you
constantly slipping off.
Let's say you're a 10. I'm gonna hook you up.
Yeah, bro, you get more granular about shit than probably anyone I've ever met. Like you go
Like
deep.
specific.
Yeah, you just go deep. You get in there. Like
Yeah.
I've never talked about slippers this long in my life, this conversation.
I'm really proud of you. He's out of pair of slippers. Seam bender, Madeira, center cut Belgian oak. So there's no American oak in the house. It's why it has this like honey hue to it. North American oak has a little bit more brown to it.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, we select.
So one of the things I want to just run through with you this morning is there's obviously so much content out there about this house, right? It's probably the most widely known listing on the planet at this point, but we're still looking for our buyer. I want to try to find ways to be able to promote it and present it that maybe we haven't done before, something that's perhaps just a little bit more focused, a little bit more specialized, something that's more tailored, but I want to get your take on it. It's your baby, it's your vision, right? This is your art that we're essentially trying to express to the world.
Wow, it's a tough question. You know, we're a few months in.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big price point. I know these things take time. It's a very large piece of property, you know. I do feel like stills do it justice, but you know, we're tucked into, you know, a canyon, and we have, you know, topography that doesn't quite allow you to get far enough away unless you're in the air. I think the home is quiet And, you know, we're kind of surrounded by meadows and courtyards.
I mean, look, there's some amazing videos that we've had multiple people capture,
Yeah.
but they're polished, right? And you kind of get like, you get the beauty of it, but you feel like maybe we're missing just the moments, which is what we've always talked about. Like, moments are what sell houses. You amass a large enough collection of moments, you're going to sell the house. And this has moments in spade.
It's been marketed well, but I mean, we're built this hacienda, so we're surrounded by the land. So now we're in, like, you know, what I guess people are calling the cloud room for good reason. This all went on CAD.
This was in the vision from the beginning.
No.
So had you seen these?
So the room, obviously the room was built. I knew that I needed to, this is a room, this is a moment. And I knew that I needed to sort of make this room feel a little bit more intimate, you know, because it's so soaring. And so I feel like the lights are kind of, they're soft, ethereal, like kind of inviting.
People don't, at least most people, I feel like, don't realize how much this stuff can cost. Like a really well-made pizza for
$4,500 for that little tiny table.
That's my point.
Yeah,
that's my point.
The little maple table on the table is like $900 for that little tiny thing. You know, this is $5.5 million in landscape.
Yeah.
5.5. This is what was heavily weighted and considered when drawing the house, was this. And that's why the home is built that way.
How long did it take you to come up with this design?
6 weeks?
Fuck off.
Yeah.
6 weeks?
After the idea is transformed and we have our basic sizing and blocking done, it goes into CAD and, you know, windows get placed and trees on the site get marked out, you know, prior to the building being built. Otherwise, we would have massive cranes that needed to come in, which we can get. It's just, you know, there's another massive cost. And so we got rid of the crane operator and we planted all of these old growth olives first. Even the bucket system that we did with the troughs coming down into spillways, you know, kind of highlighting that running away from things, but like bringing the quality of construction together. We owe a lot of the landscape planning, filling in plant species and growth to Orca. Molly and her team really did a great job in selecting the right plants.
Yeah, they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, but we tried to be mindful of that, you know, and upkeep, you know? And so how daunting is it to actually live here and maintain this home? It's easy, it's approachable.
How often do you think the wood here needs to be treated on the exterior?
I wouldn't treat it ever.
Really?
No.
Just let it naturally
I would
weather.
let it, just let it do its thing. You know, let it be imperfect. That's the point of it, you know? Like houses and art and music and every medium is like, I'm super into that. I always have been.
Yeah.
And when I was a little kid, I was like, you know, I've got a lot of tattoos and I was like spray painting in my room and completely killing the furniture that my mother worked so hard to afford to buy me.
Okay, so I think that went well. I'm gonna head back to the office. I gotta get some work. Shit. Nope, sorry, I forgot about this call. Guys, give me a sec.
Wait. Take it on speaker, we're filming.
Hey, Jameson?
Hey, buddy.
Hey man, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm all right, just leaving an appointment, racing around, you know, the usual. I know you wanted an update on the open house this weekend. See, we had a lot of good traffic. I think we had like 25 groups come through the house. You know, the price reduction, I think, was meaningful. Obviously, $1 million is $1 million, right? It's a lot of money, and I think that definitely helped move the needle in terms of getting more eyeballs on it and getting it into a price point that hopefully resonates with more of the market right now. There was one group in particular that seemed legitimately interested. It was a husband and wife, so they're local out there and they want to get into something more permanent.
Okay, that's what we need. Obviously, any deal is better than no deal. And so if you guys can work some magic, that would be a really good step in the right direction.
I know, look, nobody wants to be in a position of chasing the market downward. You know, we want to be playing offense rather than defense. I fully get it. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. You know, the buyer pool, the demand, the interest in a product at this price point, as gorgeous as it is in this particular neighborhood where there hasn't been another sale in the last 2.5 years, it's just an uphill battle.
All right, do what you do.
Okay.
And let me know how I can help, and we'll get it going. I appreciate everything, man.
Okay, thanks, dude. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, talk to you soon.
Yeah, so that was another client. whose house we have listed out in the desert in Palm Springs, which is also extraordinarily beautiful. Actually, there's a number of parallels and similarities to this house in that they've both been featured so broadly. They've gotten so much exposure. The outliers are really, really tough right now. By outliers, I mean these really great houses, but in untested neighborhoods, right? If you have a really great house in Beverly Hills or Bel Air, great. There's so much precedent for it. There's plenty of comps to point to. You can justify and rationalize the value very easily. But you take that same house and you put it out in Ojai, or you put it in Palm Springs, or even in this case, Studio City, which is a great neighborhood, but not a neighborhood that's accustomed to having $30+ million sales. The outliers are really tough because we're still in a world and an economy right now where there's a palpable sense of hesitation. A lot of people are just feeling, they want to just sort of pump the brakes because they're not sure what's coming around the corner tomorrow, right? If you don't know what the weather is going to be, you don't want to go outside. So these are tough conversations, but that's part of the job. A lot of tough conversations these days. So today we are stopping in to check out one of our new listings up here in Napa. We're here at Stanley Ranch, which is part of the Auberge collection. It's actually the newest hotel with branded residences to hit Napa in the last few years. There's about 24 residences in total. What makes this one particularly special, because oftentimes the challenge with selling properties like this is how do you distinguish one from the next when you have a bunch of very similar product. In this case, this happens to be the largest residence of the entire project. This is a little over 5,800 square feet. It's the only one with 6 bedrooms, and this view orientation is pretty phenomenal. You'll see in a sec here, but come on. I mean, look at this weather, look at this view. This is it, man. This is what lights me up. Really nice thing about this is that it comes fully furnished. This is all brand new restoration hardware furniture. Okay, I need to run to a couple of other appointments and then I will meet up with you guys later. But one of the cool things about this time of year in Napa is that the vines are dormant during the winter time, which is, you don't get the same effect of like the rolling green hills of vineyards, but the mustard flowers come out and just take over. And wait till you see this as we drive up Valley. I mean, like rolling seas of mustard flowers as far as the eye can see, all the way up into the mountains. It's really beautiful. I'm excited for you guys to see that.